Hey, Nick here from the Cycle Hub, and today I've got one of Mondraker's brand new bikes, the Mondraker Raze. This is an absolutely fantastic bike. In fact, I don't think there was a moment that I didn't have a smile on my face when I was testing this out at the weekend. It just has that feel of a bike that you can really point it anywhere and it will just go. It's so responsive to your inputs and it feels like it's on rails around corners. It's an absolute pleasure on the climbs. It delivers the power to the rear wheel really well. You never feel like you're getting any suspension bob. When it gets onto those technical climbs or those really steep sections, on other bikes where I'd be on the button of the saddle, really trying to keep the weight on the front, I just have traction, loads of it at the rear, and the front end didn't feel like it wanted to wander at all. Once I got to the top of the trail and pointed it down, it just went, and it felt pinpoint accurate. If you saw a route that you wanted to come off, or you saw a high line that you wanted to hold, you could take it and it would hold it on this really well. There's great feedback through the rear suspension, which has been specially designed just for this bike. It feels like it has more than 130mm on the rear, but it also really supports you. And if you really want to pop off something, it gives you loads of feedback to really boost some big airs. When it comes to the spec on this bike, you've got 150mm of travel on the front, 130mm of travel on the rear. Both this RR SL version and the Raze RR come specced with a Fox factory fork and shock. The shock tune on this bike I found is really suited to its characteristics. You didn't really just blow through it, and it didn't feel too harsh or too pingy through multiple hits, which is really nice to get, and I feel like it's a hard balance to find. This particular model comes specced with the XMC DT Swiss wheel set. It's a fantastic set of carbon wheels from one of the best wheel manufacturers out there. One big point that Mondraker make with a lot of their bikes is the weight. The Mondraker Raze weighs in at just 12.5 kilograms, which for a bike that you can, if you want to, take for bike park days or take for big days out, is pretty impressive. You get a lovely carbon bar on this one with a one-off stem as well, but you do get the Axis dropper post on the RR SL with the full Axis drivetrain too. And I'm sure as a lot of you are aware, if you've tried it, nothing changes quite like it. As far as the brakes are concerned, it's got guide RSCs. I've ridden RSCs for quite a while, and I think for the intentions of this bike, they are well suited. Depending on how you ride though and what sort of rider you are, I know a lot of people I work with, a lot of people I ride with, they much prefer that more on and off feel that Shimano and Mondraker give you. So if you are wanting something like that, as always with us, we can swap them out for you. With this bike as well, you get Mondraker Mind, their new telemetry system to help you get your bike set up correctly for the way that you ride. It will monitor things like airtime, suspension usage. It'll track your rides and show you where you've been bottoming out or if you haven't been using enough. It really is a brilliant bike, and I find this with any Mondraker that I've ridden, the more you put into it, the more it will give you back. I've never ridden a bike that I can get around a corner so quickly, so easily, and so confidently. This year as well, Mondraker brought out the brand new Foxy Carbon. And if you're looking at this thinking, yeah, it sounds like a great bike, but so does the Foxy, and you want to know a little bit about the two of them and how they stack up, check out our other video where we have both bikes here, and I talk about how one stacks up to the other and what sort of rider I think each one is more suited for, and which one I think I'd have. It's taken Mondraker a long time to bring out this trail bike. It's not something they rushed. And when you get aboard the bike, you can really tell that as well. Everything is really well thought out. The way it feels, the way it handles, the weight, it all adds together to create a package that is really unique. To call it a trail bike sort of undersells it a bit because it's a fantastic bike, that quiver killer sort of bike that people keep talking about. And it's as close as I've came to riding one. It gives you the confidence on the steeps, and it gives you the power on the ups. The biggest thing I can't get over is how quickly it snaps direction from corner to corner and how much grip you can get from the bike as well. So this has been the Mondraker Raze RR SL. I'm Nick from the Cycle Hub, and we'll see you again soon.